my name is Abdulrazak Ali and this is an English edition of Dalsan TV. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Mysterious double murder shakes Mogadishu, bodies of ex-couple found in bulletproof vehicle. Somalia's National Consultative NCC Summit postponed. Man sentenced to death for wife's murder appeals amid controversy. Now, in a widespread that has garnered attention across the public, the federal government of Somalia has announced the postponement of the highly anticipated National Consultation Summit, which was supposed to be held in the capital, Mogadishu. The office of the Prime Minister confirmed this and said that the office will release a statement regarding the next summit, which will be held in the capital, Mogadishu. Our reporter has more on this.
In a development that has captured widespread attention, the federal government of Somalia has announced the postponement of the highly anticipated National Consultative Council (NCC) summit, citing technical issues as the reason behind the delay. The Prime Minister's office confirmed the cancellation of the summit, which was originally scheduled to commence on Saturday in Mogadishu, assuring the public that a new date will be announced in the near future. The NCC summit held significant importance as it aimed to address crucial issues such as counterterrorism efforts and the finalization of Somalia's constitution, both of which have been key priorities for President Hassan Mahmoud's administration. The federal government has repeatedly emphasized its commitment to advancing these critical agendas, seeking to ensure the country's stability and progress. International partners of Somalia have also expressed their keen interest in the NCC summit, underscoring the need for a consensus to be reached at both the federal and regional levels regarding the constitution. It is widely acknowledged that a constitution that truly reflects the aspirations and interests of the Somali people as a whole is essential for the nation's long-term stability and inclusive governance. The postponement of the NCC summit has generated a sense of anticipation among stakeholders, who are eager to witness the outcomes of the discussions and decisions that were expected to take place. The delay provides an opportunity for further preparations and deliberations, as the federal government and other relevant parties work towards ensuring a comprehensive and inclusive process. While the specific technical issues leading to the postponement have not been publicly disclosed, the federal government's commitment to addressing these technical issues and rescheduling the summit demonstrates its determination to deliver a successful and impactful event.
Now, the Benadir Regional Appeals Court in Mogadishu has commenced the hearing of an appeal filed by Sayyid Ali Muallim Daoud, who was sentenced to death on March 6th for the brutal murder of his pregnant wife, Lul Abdulaziz. Our reporter has more on this.
The Benadir Regional Appeals Court in Mogadishu has commenced the hearing of an appeal filed by Sayyid Ali Muallim Daoud, who was sentenced to death on March 6 for the brutal murder of his pregnant wife, Lul Abdulaziz. The appeal comes following the expiration of the 1 month granted by a lower court for the filing of appeals. The original trial, which garnered substantial public attention, featured gripping testimonies and shocking allegations. Daoud stood accused of setting his wife on fire, with children among the witnesses who testified against him. However, the presence of the minors in the open court environment drew criticism, as it was argued that their participation could exacerbate their emotional distress. During the trial, Daoud maintained that he set the house on fire in response to his wife's claim that she intended to marry another man. He claimed that his wife, in a desperate act, jumped into the flames and rejected attempts to save her. Tragically, she succumbed to her injuries after being transferred from their home in the Middle Shabelle region to a hospital in Mogadishu. The commencement of the appeal proceedings marks a critical juncture in the legal battle, as Daoud seeks to challenge the initial verdict and avoid the death penalty. The case has sparked intense debate and raised important questions about domestic violence, spousal abuse, and the treatment of witnesses, particularly minors, within the judicial system. The courts have faced scrutiny over their handling of sensitive cases and the potential impact on vulnerable individuals involved. The outcome of the appeal will have far-reaching implications, not only for the individuals directly involved but also for broader discussions surrounding gender-based violence and the pursuit of justice in Somalia.
Now, on international news, the Israeli media cited foreign reports of an Israeli strike on Iran on Friday in the absence of official public comment, while Iranian television reports played down the attack, many may not even mentioning the Zionist entity, Iran's term for Israel.
Both nations told the story of an Israeli strike on Iran in a muted way on Friday, pointing to a determination not to escalate the conflict, at least for now. No significant damage from the strike on the central Iranian city of Isfahan was reported. Iranian television reports played down the event, many not even mentioning the Zionist entity, Iran's term for Israel. All parts of the country are in complete security, this state broadcaster reports. While Israeli media cited reports from the New York Times and the Washington Post, which quoted unnamed Israeli officials as confirming Israel was behind the attack. The Israeli military and foreign ministries declined comment, and there were no immediate official statements. Israel is traditionally silent on issues like nuclear weapons and intelligence operations, though hardline Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir sent out the one-word message feeble on X. In Iran, President Ebrahim Raisi chose not to cut short a trip to a central province, indicating the country wasn't on high alert. A senior Iranian official told Reuters that Tehran did not plan a response now. This banner in the capital reads, "Israel is more fragile than a spider's web." Few seemed alarmed on the streets of Isfahan. "Come on, that's not important," this resident tells State TV. In Tel Aviv, a similar sense of ease.
We're good. You can look around. We're happy here. Not of the attack, but we think the situation in the Middle East is complicated, but Israel will always win, and everybody needs to know that.
Uzi Rabi, a professor at Tel Aviv University, said Israel wanted to focus on Gaza and Lebanon.
Israel, for the time being, like the United States, like Iran, would like actually to end up this chapter and get some leeway for going for Rafah and then to Beirut.
The apparent attack was the latest in a round of actions set off by the killing of 7 Iranian officers in a strike on an embassy compound in Damascus on April 1st. Though Israel has never acknowledged that it was behind the strike, it sparked fears of a wider regional conflict spilling over from the war in Gaza. Iran launched a wave of hundreds of drones and missiles in response that was warded off by the air defences of Israel and its allies. G7 foreign ministers issued a statement on Friday calling for calm.
Well, that story brings us to the end of this bulletin. My name is Abdelrazak Ali. We wish you a lovely evening.